Yo, what is good, Ninja? My name is OJ and welcome to another News Essence. Today we've got some interesting information from Curve Digital praising the Nintendo Switch gaming community to the monthly Inside Xbox show, which is, I guess, supposed to be like a Nintendo Direct for them once a month when it comes to Xbox. We also have some review scores for Kirby and more in Famitsu. So let's go ahead and get right into this. And we're starting off with Curve Digital and what they had to say about the Nintendo Switch gaming community. So Curve Digital does say that the Switch community is, quote, absolutely thriving and more games are coming to the platform. So this is coming from Rose Buhane, and I probably said that name wrong, terribly sorry about that. And he says the Nintendo Switch community is absolutely thriving. It's a fantastic platform for indie games. There has been a rush of games coming out for the Nintendo Switch. It's very competitive, and we were worried we might be a little bit late to it with Flame and the Flood and Human Fall Flat last year, which is why we're so pleased with how they've done. Switch is great, but we are also really happy with PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, all of them. And then Stuart Dinsey also had that to add on top of what Rose had to say too. So it's been really good for independent developers when it comes to their successes on the Nintendo Switch. Now, particularly talking about Curve Digital, those two games, The Flame and the Flood and Human Fall Flat. I saw Human Fall Flat, which I think might still be in the top 20 or at least in the top 30. That was like in the top 10 or top 15 for a while. So people have been talking about that game in terms of how it did and the performance of it, and really happy with that. And then also The Flame and the Flood, I think that they said that they outsold like the Xbox or PlayStation version pretty much in the first day or something like that. It was something crazy in terms of some of their games. So it's good to see that they're having success. And I think that, of course, I think it comes down from the bottom to the top, right? Like you see independent developers having success on the system. And I think on top of like the Nintendo Switch gaming momentum with sales, I think you're going to see a lot of third-party developers really kind of go in, whether it's this year or next year. It's all about planning and making sure that your game is a good fit for the platform, making sure it's optimized. And I think that's the biggest thing that we're seeing this time with the Nintendo Switch. Independent developers have been able to latch on earlier than they were with the Wii U. Now with the Wii U, it seemed like independent developers came because Nintendo went to them because the third-party developers weren't doing anything else. It seemed like it was delayed. It was afterwards. It was a reaction. Whereas with the Nintendo Switch, it seems like it was intrinsic. It seems like it was natural for third-party developers when it comes to independent ones to just go right to the platform, that it was a good fit for them. It wasn't the other way around, if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Third-party developers, independent developers, the Nintendo Switch is something to where it can really just kind of be like the best of both in terms of compromising what Nintendo usually loves to do, which is something different with their hardware, but then with enough juice in order to get some bigger third-party stuff like Doom and all that. But then again, at the same time, easy enough for independent developers to be able to get their games ported over quickly. We've heard lots of developers say that, hey, this only took me a couple weeks to get up and running, and then to finish it, it took me like a few months. Hey, this game took like a month or two. Like, we've seen this all over the place, and I'm pretty sure Curve Digital were able to port over their games Human Fall Flat, The Flame and the Flood very quickly to the Nintendo Switch. So that's the biggest difference that I see with the Wii U and the Nintendo Switch, and even with the 3DS. I think that this system, the Nintendo Switch, is actually easier to develop on because a lot of these independent developers had a trouble bringing their games to the 3DS at times because the 3DS is not HD. The architecture, what you're trying to do there, you obviously have to pare things back quite a bit, even if it's an independent game. Whereas with the Nintendo Switch, you don't have to pare things back from PS4, Xbox One, and PC when it comes to independent games based on the size of it. And then, of course, the bigger developers with some optimization and, of course, some great studios like Panic Button out there and other ones, you can get your bigger games on the Nintendo Switch. So I think it's not necessarily perfect for anyone when it comes to things outside of maybe Nintendo. Maybe it's the perfect system for them and maybe for independent developers. But at the same time, I think it compromises the most for all three facets when it comes to first party, when it comes to bigger third-party games, and independent games as well. Nintendo kind of has all areas covered just because a lot of people do like to play independent games portably as well. That's a big deal for a lot of people, and the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One don't really offer tangible solutions for that when it comes to it, whereas the Nintendo Switch does. So independent games have become like the go-to system. It's like, why buy an independent game if you have a Switch and you also have a PS4, Xbox One? Why buy it on another platform when you can get pretty much the mobile version of that, or you can get the portable version, you know, the 3DS version for free, essentially. So this is something that we dealt with last generation, guys, okay, with the Wii U and the 3DS, and hoping there was like cross-buy or whatever, to where if you just buy one copy, you can get both. But that was never the case. It was almost never the case. Very few games did that. We saw it on PlayStation a little bit more, but you have to buy a Vita and you have to buy a PS3 or Vita and a PS4. So it's just really expensive. So I do think that really it's great to see. I like what Curve Digital is saying, and hopefully we see more of their games along with other independent developers and bigger third party as well, which I think we definitely will. I think this year is going to show a lot of people some cool stuff, so I'm looking forward to it. So what do you guys think about the Nintendo Switch platform thriving according to the Curve Digital dudes over there? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and getting into the next article here, we're going to be discussing some Xbox news, and I know it's been a while. I haven't really covered Xbox too much on this channel outside of like games that were multi-platform like Monster Hunter and things like that, but apparently Xbox will be doing an Inside Xbox monthly live news broadcast, which will premiere on March 10th. Now, what's different about this one, because for those who don't know, there is like a weekly Inside Xbox type of deal that's hosted by Major Nelson. Every single week, you can watch it on your Xbox One, you can watch it on the YouTube, you can watch it on the various platforms, and it's pretty cool. I like the editing, it's very well done. I used to watch it back when I had more time, when I was figuring out Player Essence when it comes to what I was gonna do with this channel. I think that this is pretty cool that they're gonna be doing pretty much, I guess, like monthly, like bigger ones. So let's go ahead and get into this here. So Microsoft has announced the Inside Xbox, a monthly live news broadcast that will highlight breaking announcements and a peek behind the curtain of the Team Xbox, and air across channels like Mixer, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. It will premiere on March 10th at 12 p.m. PT/3 p.m. ET with a Sea of Thieves special. Now, there's also an overview of it, guys. There's a ton of different stuff here where they want to talk about it. So essentially, it seems like Xbox's version of a Nintendo Direct, because there's going to be breaking news. They're going to have inside looks on things. And I think that this is perfect when it comes to Sea of Thieves to start it out. Sea of Thieves is surprising a lot of people out there. I've talked to a lot of my peers when it comes to Sea of Thieves, and they're all absolutely loving the game. Me, I don't really feel like spending for Xbox Live and all that, so I'll probably be skipping out on it. But at the same time, I'm probably going to be watching a ton on Twitch when I get some time, when I'm editing, having that dual screen up and seeing what's going down when it comes to Twitch. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in terms of how it goes with Sea of Thieves. But I like the fact that they're trying to get into like the presentation style, and it's once a month, so that's going to be interesting. They must have some big hitters, or at least something lined up to where they can get this thing going once a month. We get like 2 or 3 Nintendo Directs a year, and some of them are minis and things like that. So if they can put together great announcements each month, this can definitely put Xbox back on the map when it comes to the worldwide reveals and things like that, or at least get them in the news more, because it seems like they're always playing second or even third fiddle, actually mostly third fiddle at this point when it comes to just the headlines out there. Yes, they get a ton of third-party games and everything, but a lot of those third-party games, just because of the gap in terms of sales with the PS4 and Xbox One, a lot of the attention shifts over to the PlayStation 4, and even with PC with Steam. And then on top of that, you have the Nintendo Switch, which is just like a new platform. So I think that this is a great way to get them back into the headlines. Once a month, you know you're going to be able to say, this is what Microsoft is talking about, this is what they're doing. And I think this is exactly what they need in terms of, just like I said, getting out there and getting in front of the media a little bit more when it comes to headlines, when it comes to articles. Heck, I'm talking about it right now. I haven't talked about an exclusive Microsoft topic in so long. I don't even remember the last time I have. So I like this, man. I like this because I'm actually a huge fan of the Xbox. I just don't see any games that particularly for me that I'm liking right now from them. But at the same time, I like the system. It's great for streaming. It's great for Twitch, Mixer, all that stuff like they said there. And it's also really good when it comes to 4K Blu-ray player. If you have the Xbox One X or the Xbox One S, like the 4K Blu-ray player on there is really good. So you can even put that in the living room. So I'm absolutely loving what they're doing with the operating system and just everything else. They just need some more games, but maybe this is the avenue where they actually show off some stuff and get us in the mind share, because it seems like their E3s are a bit bloated. I think they're like, what, 2-3 hours long? Their E3s are a little bit bloated. So I think that if they can do this monthly show to where E3 is not so heavily packed with just a bunch of stuff, and they can kind of announce some of the smaller things on those shows with the Inside Xbox monthly shows, I think that'd be good. I think that would be really good. And then maybe at E3 we get a more concise, focused presentation that's maybe like an hour and a half or so. I think that'd be a lot better for Microsoft, just to be able to get in the news more and just be able to get the mind share a little bit more when it comes to things. So what do you guys think about this new Inside Xbox monthly show? I guess Xbox's Nintendo Direct. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final article here, we do have the Famitsu review scores, issue 1527. Kirby Star Allies gets reviewed, Attack on Titan 2, and more. And remember guys, both of those games will be dropping this month, so this Nintendo Switch has a big month ahead of it. So let's go over some of these review scores here. And we're starting off with Attack on Titan 2 for the PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PS Vita. It was reviewed for all of those platforms and it got straight 9s, so a 36 out of 40, which is really good. Pretty much one of the better scores that you can get in there, and I'm loving that because Attack on Titan 2 is a fantastic game from what I've seen. I love the first one, even though I haven't really paid attention to the anime much. I think I've watched like a couple episodes, but I really love the game. I played a lot of it on the PS4 a couple years ago, so I'm really happy that Attack on Titan 2 got some good scores. We also have Kirby Star Allies coming in right below it with 3 9s and an 8 for a 35 out of 40, which is also a really good score as well, pretty much like an 80-something% out of 100 or an 8.5, something like that out of 10. So really happy about that score. I've played the demo. You guys have seen, or at least some of you guys have seen my Let's Play on it, to where I actually played the first stage and the second stage. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun if you have some friends to play it with, if you have a family member, maybe a younger brother or sister, or even a child that you can play it with. That's how I'm going to be playing a lot of the game, is with my daughter, and it's just a blast to go through, get different powers, bowl through things, set stuff on fire, explode different stuff. It's just fun, man. It just has a lot of charm to it, looks great, plays great. And I'm looking forward to playing the full release when it does drop on March 16th. Also, another game that maybe was a little bit of a shocker to some, but Metal Gear Survive on the PlayStation 4, that actually got 2 8s and 2 9s. So it got a 34 out of 40, which necessarily isn't a horrible score. That's actually not bad. And considering how that game was pretty much getting critically panned at most places, it seems like it was pretty divisive when it comes to it with the game, because some people were giving it fantastic reviews, some people were giving it 9s out of 10s, which I've seen. Then I've seen some people go all the way down to like 3 and 2 out of 10. So it's a very divisive game depending on what you're looking for in your own games. I mean, charging $10 for the save slot, stuff like that, could also affect the score for what some people gave the game. So overall, it just seems like it's one of those controversial ones. Konami just doesn't care. They just released the game and said, yep, this is it, and that's that. They didn't really give much interviews about it or anything like that. And I think that's what Konami kind of meant when they said that they're getting out of the AAA business, is basically doing all the stuff that AAA studios do, which is trying to get every single preview, try to get every single thing, try to invest like $1 gazillion into marketing and all that. They're just going to make their games, they're just going to release the games and do what they feel like doing, and pretty much not worry about all the other stuff out there. I think that's what really they meant about the AAA, or getting out of the AAA business, which got fans worried. But at the same time, I mean, obviously the worry was warranted, because look at where Konami is at this point when it comes to their titles. I mean, they only do a few games a year and they range in quality, whereas before they used to do a lot of games that were very high quality. So it is what it is there with Konami, but overall I'm happy with Attack on Titan 2. I'm happy with Kirby Star Allies. I think those are going to be great pickups for March. It's really picking up when it comes to Nintendo Switch and releases. Got Bayonetta last month. Now we're getting Kirby and we're getting Attack on Titan, so some third-party action as well. So I'm looking forward to playing both of those games. I will be having coverage of Kirby Star Allies around the launch. Of course, we're going to be streaming some of it, and also Attack on Titan 2. I'll be having review coverage of that, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So what do you guys think about these review scores when it comes to Kirby Star Allies, Metal Gear, Attack on Titan, and of course the rest of the lineup that you can see in the link in the description below? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, YouTube gaming live page. Consider supporting PlayerEssence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.